Alright kids, today we're diving headfirst into the garbage fire that is Burn Evolved, because apparently you're all gluttons for punishment. If you make it through, I'll let you know about a weight loss aid that doesn't totally suck. There aren't many of them on the market, but here we go. Now, onto the Burn Evolved review, if you can call it that. Let's start by looking at the label. 600 micrograms of chromium? Yeah, sure, it's supposed to help with blood sugar levels, but at 1,700% of your daily value? Are we trying to regulate blood sugar, or are we trying to time travel? Studies show that chromium does jack for weight loss. Oh, but don't take my word for it. Just check out the study from Diabetes Care, where they literally found chromium supplements didn't do squat for reducing body fat. Congrats, Burn Evolved, you just paid for some expensive metal pee. Next, we've got Gymnema sylvestra. Yes, the destroyer of sugar. In your dreams. I mean, if you sprinkle this onto a donut, you might not taste the sugar as much, but will it stop you from inhaling that box of Krispy Kremes? No. Just because you can't taste it doesn't mean the calories magically disappear, you clowns. But hey, at least one study in physiology and behavior found it may help reduce sugar cravings by 15%. So you'll get slightly fewer donuts? Great. Call me when you want results that actually move the needle. Now, onto Alpina Galanga. This one is hilarious. This fruit claims to improve energy levels. Energy? Really? Burn Evolved thinks it's some ancient secret when all it's doing is giving you the botanical equivalent of a sip of Red Bull without the wings. Guess what? There's no solid evidence it's better than just standing up. Studies on this stuff are thinner than the guy who's always bulking but somehow never gains muscle. And extra is the trademarked version because branding makes this crap more effective, right? Moving on, Coleus forscoli. What the hell is this? Some obscure plant root that's supposed to torch fat and melt your love handles? Well, look. Forskolin might increase testosterone in rats, but you're not a rat, no matter how much junk food you've crammed into your hole recently. A study published in Obesity Research showed that it had minimal effect on body fat. So unless you plan to live out your days in a laboratory maze chewing on pellets, this isn't going to do squats, other than making you jittery and getting your heart racing, in a bad way. If you check out the common side effects, well, that and the issues one may more commonly attribute to an overly spicy curry are all you're going to get. Oh, and don't think I've missed a double dose of caffeine. Yes, caffeine helps with weight loss. In fact, it's the only ingredient in here that actually does something. Caffeine suppresses appetite for 4 hours and keeps you moving when you're in a calorie deficit. That's because the human brain naturally makes you more lazy when you're dieting, so this helps. Sure, it also raises metabolism, but the impact of that is so little you could undo it with a Tic Tac and a grape, so we're not getting into it. But it's not a total bust. The core of any functional weight loss aid is to stop you from stuffing your face, and we'll come to that with the next ingredient. Now, cayenne pepper extract. A fan favourite amongst people who believe sweating profusely equals weight loss. Thing is, it does do a little bit, but the minimum dose is double what you get in Burn Evolved. I'm sure there's someone out there who listens to V-Shred too much, the patron saints of shitty supplements and bull-fat diets, munching on raw cayenne and crying through the burn like, this is fine, I'm losing weight. You're not. So ultimately, we've got yet another metabolism raiser. You can't see my air quotes, but trust me, they're there. The point is that you need stuff to make you feel full and stop you from getting lazy. That's what a fat burner should be. This ingredient can be nice as an added extra to a functional formula, but it's not what we've got here in Burn Evolved. Oh, and let's not forget ergothioamine, the ultimate WTF ingredient. They say it's supposed to help with thermogenesis or whatever fancy nonsense they're spewing this week, but here's the kicker, no human trials prove it works. None. Studies are limited to lab animals and test tubes, so unless you're planning on shrinking yourself to the size of a cell, it really isn't worth the money. Thanks for nothing, Burn Evolved. So, what did we learn? Burn Evolved is like the dollar store version of a fat burner. Overhyped, overpriced, and under-delivering. You'd be better off drinking green tea and doing burpees. But wait, don't despair just yet. I did promise you something that might actually work, and here it is. Instant Knockout. Now, Instant Knockout isn't perfect, it's got flaws too, but it's a damn sight better than Burn Evolved. Especially if you want something that does more than make you feel like a shaky, sweaty mess. Let's look at this beauty, starting with glucomannan. 1,800 milligrams of the stuff. That's a good start. Unlike Burn Evolved's random cocktail of ingredients, this one actually does some heavy lifting. Glucomannan is a water-soluble fiber that swells in your stomach like a sponge. The amount in Instant Knockout swells up to about the size of 2 full bagels, meaning that it feels like you've actually eaten something. Yes, I've done the test. Translation: you're not going to feel like shoving an entire pizza down your throat every 2 hours while you're on a diet. This is one of the few ingredients that directly helps with calorie control, and for people who didn't work for, well, the studies show they decided to eat through the pain or took it after their meals. I'll let you think about that for just a minute. Something that swells in your stomach to make you feel full doesn't work as well if you take it after you've eaten. Who could have predicted that? So remember to use this stuff properly when you do. As I said, a real fat burner should stop you from eating like you've never seen food before. Burn Evolved, it just cranks up your heart rate and sends you spiraling into a jittery panic, but doesn't really help you keep your grubby hands off those donuts. Next up, we've got the green tea extract, 500 milligrams, and this is the EGCG version. And that means 95% polyphenols. Yeah, that's not just throwing some dried leaves into a pill and calling it a day. EGCG actually has some research to back it up. Study after study shows that this green tea extract increases fat burning during exercise. So if you're actually doing the work and not relying on pills to melt fat off your couch potato body, Instant Knockout's got your back. Caffeine? Hell yes. 300 milligrams? Even better. That's enough to wake up and get you moving, and it's balanced out with L-theanine. Keep in mind you're supposed to split your dose through the day so you don't bounce off the walls or shake yourself into a new dimension. For those of you who aren't caffeine addicts, L-theanine is what keeps you from turning into an overcaffeinated squirrel on the brink of mental breakdown. It would have been nice if Burn Evolved gave us the same courtesy. Next up, cayenne pepper. Yeah, both Burn Evolved and Instant Knockout have it, but let's be real, Instant Knockout gives you 100 milligrams per serving and Burn Evolved gives you 50. And why does that matter? Well, the studies were all done at 100 milligrams of the ingredients. And whilst we're not that big on the whole thermogenesis boosting thing, if you're going to turn up the heat, you might as well go all in and use the actual doses that have been recommended. Vitamins and other stuff. Vitamin D, good. B vitamins, good. Both give you energy, improve metabolism, mood, and even athletic performance. So if you're doing cardio with your diet, that's a win. And most of us are deficient before we even start dieting, so this is actually worth adding. Cough cough, Burn Evolved. Maybe this instead of chromium would have been good? No? Okay, stay garbage then. Finally, let's give it up for the black pepper extract, piperine. It's here to boost the absorption rate of all the good stuff you've actually been paying for, which Burn Evolved doesn't seem to bother with. Seriously, if you're taking supplements, this stuff is great 9 times out of 10, so a good added ingredient. And that's a wrap, so to bring it back to the point of our Burn Evolved review, what do we actually think about it? Garbage, don't buy it, waste of time, any other version of those phrases. If you're looking for a high caffeine weight loss aid, like Burn Evolved, then we recommend that you get Instant Knockout instead. But stay the hell away from Burn Evolved and anything from that company in general, to be honest. They're pretty much all a waste of time and your money. As always, we'll link the studies in the description, so you know we're not full of it.